Welcome back to Speaking Llama a Survivor podcast. We are here with the latest castaway voted out of Australian Survivor, Titans versus Rebels. We are talking to Tobias. Tobias, how are you today, and how are you feeling after watching that brutal blindside last night?
Hey guys, how you doing? I'm good. I'm good. That was look. It was good seeing it unfold. I had no idea what happened. I didn't. Yeah, I was obviously extremely oblivious of the whole situation, and I did. I wanted to know who orchestrated it because I didn't know. I had no idea who threw me under the bus. I don't. Yeah, it was funny to see it happen. I was shocked. I was definitely taken back. I had no idea. The funniest bit actually is me saying, I'm so confident in my position in this trial. 2 seconds, I'm on my way to go get a burger.
I mean, that's how they get you, right? Like anytime someone comes on, I'm so confident, I'm safe 100%. I immediately think, oh no, they're in trouble because, obviously you don't know. They have a lot more context as they are interviewing you during those confessionals. Um,
Yeah.
but before we kind of jump into your specific game this season, how did you prepare going into the game strategically, physically? What were you thinking?
Physically, I train a lot as it is. I usually train
Mm.
twice a day, work, do all the things. Like I'll go to work. Sorry, let's backtrack. I'll get up, go to boxing, go skydiving all morning, go to work, go surfing, maybe train again in the Arvo. And then moving forward into the game when I knew that I had to keep the stamina up and stuff, I'd do that on minimal food. So
Hmm.
I could push through challenges. I could muster up the energy when I was flat and tired to actually try and win this stuff. Mentally, I feel like I'm pretty strong mentally anyway. So I didn't really have to prepare myself for that. I should have prepared more for the strategic game. I should have watched more episodes, really. Give
Did
myself a
you
disservice right there.
did you have kind of a specific strategy in mind kind of going into the game?
Look, my strategy at the start was to, I wanted us to, it's funny because I'm contradicting myself here. I wanted
Yeah.
us to stay united as a team, like a full team, and win challenges. But then we threw that bloody challenge. Shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. My strategy was to win challenges, and then I thought if we picked off the people that weren't good around camp and weren't good at the challenges, like not picked them off, but like got rid of a bit of dead weight, we'd still stay united. But I should have started playing the game from the first day like everyone else did.
Yeah, oh, that's good. That's good. Well, and one quick question for you. You brought up throwing the challenge, and we saw you with the slingshot not being able to hit any of those blocks down. Could you have hit the blocks down if you wanted to? What was going on?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a few photos that have popped up of me. Like I've got that slingshot pulled back as far as that will go. I don't know. There was so the first look. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but the first few shots I blatantly missed,
Yeah.
and then I realized how far behind we were, and I nailed some shots, but
Hmm.
that cell in how it gets edited that didn't get shown. That made me look like I threw the challenge more than I did. It literally made me look like I sucked at that thing, which I didn't suck at it. But hey, that's how they played it, and it shows it's better viewing that way.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. I mean, I assumed that you were intentionally throwing it at that point, and I've seen some other Survivor players who weren't throwing a challenge perform even worse than some of those
Yeah.
shots that we got to see. So
Yeah.
kudos to
I
you.
got pretty hand-eye coordination, and I was like, wow, I'm really bad at that. But it made me look real bad. Even some of my friends the next day were like, are you kidding? Why are you so terrible at fucking slingshot? I'm like, I'm not. I'm actually good. It just looks like I'm really bad.
That's so good. Well, hey, one thing we saw a lot with you was your alliance on the Rebels tribe, the Cuddle Crew, as it was coined, right? Yeah, Peta,
No,
Sarah, Alex, you.
I
What
didn't
was
even
that?
know. I didn't hear that term until I watched the show. I had
Oh
no idea
no.
that it named us.
Oh geez. Well, so you four, whatever you were named out there, if you had a name,
Yeah.
what kind of created those initial bonds with you four? And then I also want to know, y'all were the minority in your overall tribe. At what point did you think, you had power and maybe did that power switch on you?
So okay, I started at the beginning. Me and Alex made eye contact at one of the very first things that happened, literally before the game started. Anything, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, like strong, big, physical dude. Like you could tell he was charismatic. Like I was like, this dude, like we're going to get along. I could tell from the start we were going to get along. And then Sarah, I knew that she surfed from when I first saw her. I could tell by the bleach blonde hair that she was a surfy girl. And I surf. I've surfed my whole life. So I knew that we were going to get along. Peter, much like myself, covered in tattoos, rides motorbikes and stuff. I do too. Knew we were going to get along. And so we did. We clicked. Like we just got along. We just did it. Had just happened. We just clicked and we got along well. And man, I don't know, like it's cold at night. Like if you're not cuddling up next to someone, you're freezing. And if you're freezing, you're not sleeping well. If you're not sleeping well, you're sucking at challenges. So like, yeah, it worked in our favor to an extent. But then also I think because we were strong personalities and physically strong, it did us a disservice because we banded up a bit too soon. And yeah, no one liked that.
Yeah, well, we saw, Kirby and Rihanna in particular try to kind of play both sides after that first time y'all went to tribal council. Did y'all were they successful in keeping y'all's trust afterwards, right? Y'all just got back from watching PETA be voted out. Do you still trust them, or are you and Alex and Sarah still reeling?
I think we knew. I think when we got back to camp, there was a few discussions, and it came to light that everyone found out that we threw the challenge, and people were pissed off at that. I'm pretty sure it came out pretty quickly that it was Kirby and stuff that had gotten rid of Peter. So there was at one point that you heard me say after we won the second challenge, I was like, we're all united, like, because I thought we put everything to bed and that was it. Like we'd put it to bed. I was actually talking with Ferris about some stuff, like about forming a bond. I'd been speaking to Garrett because Garrett thought that we were throwing him under the bus in the first one because no one had really spoken to him. And like he kind of had a word to me. He was like, look, why didn't you talk to me? And I was like, look, I didn't want to seem like I was talking to everyone and being the person that's manipulating the tribe. Like I spoke to one person, I was letting everyone else talk to each other. So I didn't look like I was running to everyone and trying to like be in control. But yeah, I thought we'd united as a tribe and we were good and we were going to like just win challenges and play it that way. But I was sadly mistaken, and it looked like it wasn't all forgiven and forgotten.
Ooh. Yeah. Well, related to that, I think the big scene we saw with you this past episode was Kelly approaching you, asking if you wanted to strategize while you were at the fire, and you say no. And so would love to hear some context on, what was happening there? Why'd you say no? Did you already strategize with other people? What was happening there?
To be honest, I didn't strategize with anyone. I was way too confident in my position, but also like they didn't show it, but me and Kel didn't get along. We didn't get along at all. I was so over her at that point. I'm very much the type of person that feels that everyone needs to pull their weight, whether it's around camp, whether it's in the challenges or whatever it is, that everyone's got a place and everyone needs to like play their role. And everyone else in the camp, except for her and kind of Raymond, I hate to say it, but didn't pull their weight. Like they kind of like wander around. They'd be off looking for idols. They'd be wandering around, not really doing a whole lot. And I was just over it. I was just done with it. And I was done with like the airy fairy stuff and the just dancing around, and she just would play everything up, and she was so erratic and all over the shop. And also she hated the fact, I just spat on myself, sorry. She hated that me and Sarah were tight. Like she was always trying to get Sarah to sleep next to her and to like hang out with her, and she hated that we were tight. I think she thought I was manipulating Sarah as well. And which I wasn't. Like, me and Sarah were buddies, like we were homies, so it was chill. But she didn't like that, and I didn't like that she kept trying to. I don't know. I was just off her. So I knew from the get, like it. I thought it would have been very clear to everyone that she would have swung her vote regardless. Like, but no one saw that, and that's why when she asked me if I wanted to strategize, like, I didn't know anyone was voting for me. I had no idea. I thought the vote was going to Ferris and Raymond. And B, at that point, I didn't care. I was so hungry and tired. I just wanted some food. I was like, you do y'all. Let me know what you want me to do. I'm not going to instigate anything. I'll be a follower on this one. Yeah. Bad move.
Well, I will assume you did not play Twister on the beach then.
No, that's a lot. Probably, I think while she was playing Twister, I was probably trying to light the fire so we could all get fed. Yeah, and I would have been going, "Are you fucking? We need food. We need heat. We need all this stuff." And you're playing Twister. Like, what? Like, sit down.
Yeah, that's important to hear, right? You kind of mentioned it. We don't see everything, and so that's one of the reasons Alex and I wanted to ask that question, is because we figured there was more context around just saying no, right? But you mentioned idols earlier. So one of the other big storylines from this past episode was Ferris finding the treasure box, the mad search for it, the unlocking of it. What was your feeling about Ferris's story? Did you think there was something more to his clue?
Oh, weird. No one believed him that there wasn't anything. No one believed you. Everyone knew that he had done. There's no way there's going to be a treasure box locked with a key with just a clue in it, or just another key. That's ridiculous. Of course there's something in there. And everyone knew that. And that's why when they were like, okay, Ferris is hiding something, like, we need to. That's why when they said that vote and they were like, should we get rid of Ferris? I was like, yeah, no worries. Because I didn't believe him. Me and him had been talking. I thought maybe because we were starting to form a bond, maybe he would have told me. But also, like, I'd said to the other crew, I was like, all right, I'll back you. Just you let me know what you want me to do and we'll do it. Like, because everyone saw straight through that. Like, it was quite clear that no one believed. That's why he was freaking out at the end.
As he rightfully should have been.
What about
I think it was the right call for him. But what about, y'all go to tribal immunity and the challenge, and y'all, Ferris kind of lays the bombshell to the other tribe of, hey, have y'all found your treasure chest yet? Was that his decision, or had y'all talked about that as a tribe?
We definitely we spoke about that when he got back with the key. We spoke. We were like, all right, what should we do with this all? And we were like, well, either let's get them thinking. We'll get them like kind of freaking out. So it puts a bit of, sends their team into a bit of disarray. So they're like, no one's trusting each other and stuff, which moving forward, it's interesting to see what happens with that. Like, I think there was a teaser after the last episode where it shows maybe Mark or someone finding it on the beach. I can't remember. I was still in shock after watching myself go home. But I think that worked. That was the plan. We were going to try and get in their heads a bit and get them a little bit rattled before the challenge. So everyone's like, fuck, I heard someone found something they're not telling us. But yeah, that was a group decision. Yeah.
That's good. Well, and related to the Titans tribe, do you feel like there were players on the Titans tribe that you wanted to work with long term if you made a swap or a merge or something like that?
Me and Alex kept getting paired up with Jaden and Nathan. They were bigger than we were, but they were both bigger than me, put it that way. But I was happy to go against them. But it's funny because, like, even though we were battling each other and we battled each other, God knows how many times, like probably in every challenge the physical ones we did, we still broke down after that. Like, we'd be having a chat when we were walking back from somewhere, or have a chat when we had a chance, you know what I mean? So it's like, they're really the only people I had a chance to chat with. So I probably would have wanted to work with those guys, but also, like, they're big physical guys. They would have been handy to have them on board, like winning challenges. Like, I reckon if we could have got all the physical big dudes together, we probably would have and women, we probably would have won pretty much any physical challenge that was put in front of us. But yeah, they're really the only guys I had a chance to actually really interact with.
Yeah,
For sure.
Well, kind of to that end, we saw, especially a couple episodes ago, a big immunity challenge highlight was you and Ferris, holding on to that rope with the coconuts. Any favorite other challenge moments for you?
That was it. That I liked that one because, like, honestly, our basket by the end of that was full. I think they were out of coconuts, or they maybe had like one left, and we were like, that was tough. But there was this one moment that they didn't show, which was a bit of a bummer, where Ferris and I, our basket was half full. It was heavy, and the team, the Titans were behind us, and they were rinsing it, so like giving us a bit of lip. And I think I turned around and said something smart, and then lifted up my hand and made like a half. I don't know if you can see that, like a half a love heart with one hand. Ferris did the other one, so we did a love heart to him, just like as a bit of a fuck halfway through the run. So because they were like, oh, looks heavy, you look like you're slipping, and I was like, do we? And I just held it with my left hand and did that with Ferris, and everyone was just like, oh, like it was a bit of a fuck you to the other team.
Yeah.
And everyone loved it, and I'm surprised they didn't play it in the thing. What else? I don't know. I think I was pretty. Most of the challenges I applied myself in, I did pretty well, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that was my favorite challenge for you guys. I was rooting for the Rebels. I saw you and Ferris versus Viola and Jaden. I thought I would put my bets on the Titans in that challenge.
Well,
but
it's the thing. They had Viola and someone else going up there, and then we went up. We started walking up, and it was Viola and someone. And then at the last minute, they swapped it to Jaden because they were like, "Oh fuck, we better do that." And I actually, when I saw him, I was like, "Oh no, this is going to be tough." And then when I saw how good Nathan was at actually, like how good his accuracy was, I was like, "We're far." I thought we were doing okay. But then our basket kept filling up, and like there was a point where I was like, "I'm slipping, like I'm going here." And then I heard Alex or someone just be like, "Hold on, they're struggling or something." I can't remember exactly what he said. As soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh no way!" And I was like, "I'm not letting this go. There's no way." Yeah, that was a pivotal moment. Pretty epic.
I love it. Well, Tobias, last question we have for you. It's something I wanted to know that I didn't get the answer to this past episode. I think a lot of people want to know if the plan happened the way the rest of your tribe wanted it to, and it was you and Alex as a tie vote with Sarah having to choose who to save and who to send home. Do you have any clue who Sarah would have saved? Do you think it would be you, or do you think it would be Alex?
Me and Sarah were tight. Like we were homies. So I reckon she would have kept me. I'm confident she would have kept me. And I think everyone else on the team thought she would have kept me because they knew like we were throwing out. Like we were homies. So I think everyone knew that except for Kel. Kel was the only person, and it's such a bummer that she had the power to actually make that decision.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Kel. I mean, we chatted this morning. We're so sweet.
Absolutely. I mean, as we kind of say on our podcast all the time, everyone's vote is equal to everyone else's vote, right? And sometimes it is that, right, that one person can have all the power, but
and if like, I think I'm surprised Eileen didn't realize that Kel would have gotten rid of me. So like, I'm surprised Eileen didn't get the girls to vote for me in the first place. Then the plan would have been foolproof. But
yeah,
anyway, that's just it's how it was meant to happen. That's how it was meant to be, and it is what it is.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, Tobias, thanks so much for joining us for a little bit today. We really enjoyed watching you on the season. Sad to see you go so early, but we love seeing you, watching you play, and hope you have a great time watching the season.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on for the chat. Yeah, it was good, and I'm actually so excited to watch the episode tonight to see what happens. Like, I don't know what happens here. How it goes out. Like, honestly, who wins and stuff. It's gonna be great.
That's so good. Awesome. Tobias, thank you so much. Take care.
Cheers. Have a great day.
Yep, you too. Bye.